hello.
All the doors! All the doors!
And it is with immense pride and heartfelt gratitude that I address you today as the head girl.
PS Dwarka Expressway. Mornings hum with excitement. Here, children don't come crying, they come running, hearts open and minds ready to wonder. They walk not to a classroom, but into a world of possibility. Gathered together in spirit and strength, they begin their day grounded in values and united in purpose. In the labs, science is not just studied, it's lived, questioned, and joyfully explored. They speak not to recite, but to express, thoughtfully, powerfully, and freely. They learn to budget dreams, balance decisions, and bank on their future. Colors don't just fill paper here, they fill hearts. They free imaginations. Feet tap, hands sway, stories unfold through every movement. Dance isn't extracurricular, it's expression, identity, and pride. Their voices echo courage, culture, and joy. They don't just play notes, they compose confidence. Each stretch and step is a celebration of health and strength. Whether it's the sprint of a race or the calm of a swim, they learn grit, grace, and the glory of effort. With every stroke, they flow into discipline, stamina, and self-trust. The shuttle flies, so do their spirits. Joy bounces through every muscle and mind. They grow stronger inside and out. Well-being isn't a department, it's a heartbeat here. Every lesson is a conversation, every subject a lens to view the world differently. Because success isn't what you know, but how you care. Here, emotional literacy stands proudly beside academic excellence. They learn that strength begins with self-awareness. Counselors don't just sit in rooms, they walk beside every child's journey. We track how tall they grow, but we track more. How kind, how curious, how bold they've become. Every meal begins with thanks. Every bite is shared in joy. They cut, shape, glue, and build dreams with it. They become characters not to escape reality, but to understand it. They're not just eco-conscious, they're action-conscious. No corner without curiosity. As the day winds down, they leave not just with notebooks, but with stories, strength, and self-belief. DPS Dwarka Expressway, a school where learning is not confined to walls, but flows, dances, leaps, and grows every single day.
Grades will lead you to good resumes. Purpose and vision will lead you to a legacy.
What are the essential digital life skills and habits that a student must develop?
How can educators strike the perfect balance between structure and freedom in the classroom?
Mr. Siddharth Aima is the business head of cybersecurity services.
What links to click and what not to.
If a child can study maths with precision, they can also study emotions with compassion.
Happy morning, everyone. I'm Aryan Gaur, the head boy of DPS Dwarka Expressway.
And I'm Samaira Nair, the head girl of DPS Dwarka Expressway. After the immense success of Samvaad 2.0, we are back with Samvaad 3.0. This year, we have pushed ourselves to gain deeper knowledge and insights for our students.
As the students of DPS Dwarka Expressway, we can confidently say that life here goes far beyond textbook. From leadership opportunities to clubs, experiential learning, and the values that are taught, we have learned to be creative, thoughtful, and adaptive. For us, every day at school is about being prepared to face the world and not just exams.
Yes, I truly agree. Because of our school's culture of pushing us to think in words. Our school not only focuses on mental and emotional well-being of our students, but also the academic portion and grades as well. Our school truly helps an individual to become a better person in their lives.
Hosting this session is truly special because this time the students of DPS Dwarka Expressway have taken the lead. Along with us, they'll also step in to ask questions to our esteemed panelists. Together, we'll explore how to truly be prepared for life.
Now, I would like to welcome our Pro Vice Chairman, Sir, Mr. Nitin Sahani, who has been a constant guiding force for us. Also, I would like to invite Yashvi Jain from grade 10th as the first speaker of the day.
Shri Nitin Sahani is a life and business coach who believes in the alchemy of joy. He advocates the power of happy teachers that cultivate in classrooms and pulsate with positivity. Sir, in today's competitive world, academic success it is often seen as the ultimate benchmark. Yet, true leadership it comes with inner clarity and purpose. You often speak of vision not just being the career goal, but also as a calling. How can students and even parents go from chasing marks to nurturing a higher sense of purpose, self awareness, and values led leadership in their lives? And also, how can spirituality and inner grounding play in their lives while shaping the journey?
Thank you for asking this powerful question. I would like to start my answer with grades. Grades will lead you to good resumes. Purpose and vision will lead you to a legacy. World remembers not the toppers, but the transformers. We need to be the gardeners to our children, not the engineers. They should be their own architect, choreographer, and author of their life. It is said that we should not be dreaming for them, we should be helping them to achieve their dreams. So it is said that books are the frozen thoughts of intelligent people. But the irony is that purpose is not there in the books. Purpose is inside us. It's spiritual. It is inside out, not outside in. To identify your own purpose of life, you have to go within. And the tool for that is silence and meditation. It's a saying that happiness will lead you to peace. Peace will lead you to silence. And in silence, you will know yourself and your purpose of life. So I'll discuss about leadership now. One of the most powerful tool which I believe all the leaders should have, even the students should, which is what we do in our school also, a reflection exercise. That is called introspection. There are two terms to it. One is introspection and one is reflection. There is a term called reflection also, but introspection is deeper if you compare with reflection. We have to run our day in the evening. So this is what I do. So life and knowledge are the two tracks. The wood which holds the tracks is called introspection. Why we should do introspection is, so when the feedback is given from outside, usually we involve ego in it. And when the feedback is coming from inside, there is no ego. Only transformation happens. That epiphany moment is there. As a leader, I have curated 5D technology to become a successful leader, which is working really good for me. I'll explain it, and that has a sequence to it, that has a proper syntax to it. So, the first is designing, second is developing, third is delegating, fourth is dropping, and fifth is doing. The problem with us as a leader is that we are at the fifth rung of the ladder. We are doing edicts. We always think of doing, but we never plan.
Right.
We have to become the architect. We have to design the things. What can be done by others must be done by others. Second is very important, which is developing. Developing your second line of leadership is the most important trait of a leader. Business to organization, organization to brand is a journey. But this journey is not possible without your second line. And the best arrangement is you have your second line, and our second line should have a second line to it. From business to brand, it's a journey, and this will really help. Third is delegation. Delegation, I think, is an attitude. For me, 70% is 100%. Then I have to work on that 30% only. So everything should not come on our plate.
Yes, exactly.
Fourth is dropping. Personal emotion. And when we terminate somebody from the organization, we feel guilty of it. But are we justifying the chair we are representing? There is no place for emotions when it comes to your social responsibility. Now the last thing is, which is very close to my heart, and I am creating a curriculum around it for my school students, are 6 strands of leadership. I'll first let you know all the strands and then I'll explain it
Sure.
going forward. First is vision, second is strategy, third is people,
Okay.
fourth is your execution, fifth is your culture, and sixth is your financial discipline. So there are 6 strands to it. First, vision. Vision is the end goal. Always begin with end in mind. I tell people a lot.
Yes.
Whatever you want to do, you have to begin with end in mind. Then comes your strategy. Strategy is the science of how you are going to achieve what your vision is. In leadership, there is no somehow. A lot of leaders I meet, they say that somehow we are going to achieve this. So, as per me, there is no somehow, there is only how. And only how is achieved through the right strategy.
Right.
Then come people. You have to have a performance driven organization. There is no place for mediocrity.
Yes.
Then comes your execution. It's very interesting, execution part. Um, there are big ideas in the organization and there are ideas in the organization. Big ideas versus ideas. Big ideas not executed versus ideas executed, which is better?
Ideas executed.
So, at the end of the day, it is all about execution.
Right.
It is not about the ideas which we hold.
Yes.
Then comes your culture, which is again very close to my heart. How the culture is developed. Whatever small rituals you do in the school or in your organization every day, like we have water break, we have silence time, we say happy morning,
Yes.
any small ritual, if you hold for long enough, will become a culture. And the best part about the culture is, first you hold the culture, then the culture will hold you. And the other aspect of the culture is, nobody can steal your culture. They can steal your
Exactly.
ideas, they can steal your people, but they cannot steal your culture. The last is financial discipline, which I think I've learned in last 22 years of my experience. And Harvard research also endorse it. There are 3 situations in which most of the big businesses have taken a bad shape or have fallen down. I'll not go into the detail, but I'll let you know. The first is liquidity choke, which is called as cash flow choke. So you need to have a discipline of your cash flows in your organization. Second is legal, your documentation. Because when you go up, fall is always faster than rise. You
Right.
need to document everything. You need to have right kind of people on board, because in legal there is a definition, 99% is also not 100%.
Right.
The third thing is wrong people. You have to be very vigilant. You have to have systems and processes where bad people should not come
Right.
and right people should remain right. That is the most important thing.
Right.
These are the traits of a leader, and this is what I want to give to my school students. Thanking you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing that powerful insight. Purpose is the foundation of life readiness. Purpose, knowing our purpose is one thing, but aligning it with our career path is another journey altogether. To further discuss this, I would now like to invite Naman Thakur of grade 11 to ask the next question to our college and career counseling expert.
Ms. Neha Bal is the executive director in the IC3 Institute. She's a seasoned leader in the education and development sector with over 18 years of experience shaping future ready education systems. At DPS Dwarka Expressway, we begin career exploration as early as grade 8. While students are introduced to the new career paths, they often wonder, are blue ocean careers are just buzzwords or they truly a future? And how can students and their parents make informed and better decisions between the familiar and the emerging?
Well, firstly, thank you, Naman, for that question. It's a very important question, one that all schools should be asking, specifically as our young learners, most young learners, their families are at the crossroads of decision making, right? And often find it very daunting to take those decisions. I really appreciate the fact that at DPS we begin, this as early as grade 8. I'd say it is timely. And that's when students also sort of start wondering and they're nervous. So I think it's just the perfect time to start. So at IC3, we often use the red ocean versus the blue ocean framework, and it's actually a borrowed framework from the blue ocean strategy within business strategy as a subject, conceptualized many, many years ago. And essentially, it's a way that we found out can really, it's a very powerful metaphor, a very memorable one also, red ocean, blue ocean, it immediately strikes your attention. And we are using this framework to actually equip schools to help students and parents as they navigate this ever-changing world of careers as we know it, right? So let me break it down for you. In red oceans, as the term signifies, everyone's swimming in the same waters, right? We are talking about traditional, structured career pathways like medicine, engineering, law. And they are reputed, they are respectable, they are well established, no doubt around that. But they're also very, very competitive, crowded, and come with a lot of, how do you put it, a shrinking pool of opportunities, if I may say, right? Because you have so many children applying for the same set of careers or same set of competitive examinations. On the other hand, if you look at blue oceans, just imagine a blue ocean. It's open, it's vast, it's expansive, mostly uncharted, unexplored, and full of possibilities. That's how we see blue ocean. So blue ocean careers, as we call them, are careers that are the less traveled, less competitive, but with a lot of potential, right? So that's what we call blue ocean careers. And frankly speaking, these are not just terms, right? It's not just theory. Blue ocean careers actually, emerged. If you just talk about the last 10 years, think about blue ocean. Think about digital payments, right? Did they exist 10 or 15 years ago? And think about careers in digital payments like fintech, cybersecurity. All of these are careers that have emerged by way of digital payments. Think about streaming services, Netflix of the world, right? Think about the Ubers of the world. Think about Tesla. Where were they, these didn't seem to exist, right? Think about our online home deliveries that have made our life so convenient. All of these have opened up such vast blue ocean careers, and like I said, they didn't either these careers didn't exist or they didn't exist in this shape or form. So blue ocean is really those industries that are either emerging or those careers that are emerging or are being redefined, reimagined, simply put. They're non-traditional, unconventional, and belong to the future. The other piece that I do want to highlight is that this is, like I said, it's not just theory. There are also new ones that are now coming in that we may not have heard of as much. And when you talk about blue ocean, think about AI. We all know about AI, artificial intelligence, but have we heard of AI ethics? It's unheard of, right? Have we heard about careers in climate technology, for example? Sustainable or energy efficient buildings, smart buildings. These are all blue ocean careers, right? So I hope I've helped you understand the difference between red ocean and blue ocean. There are also, and this is, like I said, these are not just buzzwords. There is data and there is evidence that is talking about blue oceans. So there is a very important report that I would actually, encourage parents, schools, even students to read, and that's from the World Economic Forum. It's called the 2025 Future of Jobs report, right? And there are two very critical statistics. One, 44% of core skills of today will shift in the next 5 years. Just in the next 5 years, 2030. I'm not even talking about 10 years or 20 years down the line. Second, 60% of careers that our students are going to choose or land into do not exist today. Right? Those jobs are not even published yet. So, it's as real as it can be, right? So, having said that, the twist, here is the twist. The twist is that one, as a student, you necessarily don't have to choose between the red ocean or the blue ocean or choose one over the other, right? The most exciting careers of today are actually hybrids, right? Think about it's like creating blue pockets within red oceans, or finding blue pockets within red oceans. How? Think about a teaching profession, a teacher's job. What if a teacher could actually use immersive, gamified learning environments in classroom, AR, VR? Think about a doctor using or integrating artificial intelligence into diagnostics. Think about a lawyer specializing in cyber law. So this is how you can actually find those blue pockets even in oceans that might seem red, so to say. Finally, my message would be, how is it that schools, students, to your question, and parents can really, find that balance, when it comes to career exploration. For me, the answer lies in two things. When I say, the future lies in the blend. When I said that, it's a twist, the twist is that it's not one over the other. It's actually a blend of, let's say, a traditional path or traditional insight with a new age, the answer lies in two things. When I say, I would also say it requires a shift in mindset. The future lies really in the blend. When I said that, days when we used to think the twist is that comes from, it's not one over the other. It's actually a blend. Stability comes from, let's say, a traditional, in today's time, path or traditional insight comes from with a new age, whether you can lies. So whether you can be agile, I would also say it requires a shift in mindset. The future lies creative in the blend. And most important, what are the days when the twist is that it's not one over the other. It's actually a blend. Stability comes from, let's say, a traditional educators today, we're learning every day. And that's the skill that you need to have. So for students, my message would be choose curiosity over conformity. Choose skills, not just scores. Look for opportunities to explore, talk to professionals, pick up passion projects, and much before senior school if you can. Because it only gets more intense as you head towards senior school. To parents, my message would be trust your child, support your child. These are unprecedented times, and a parent should be the one that the child runs to, not escapes from. Right? So we need to support them, not by knowing all the answers. None of us know all the answers, but just by giving them the agency and holding the space for them so that they can explore, they can try new things, and they're not fearful of asking questions. Right? And finally, to schools, my message would be try the ERRC framework, which is a fundamental framework within the Blue Ocean Strategy. E stands for eliminate. Eliminate biases, eliminate rote learning, eliminate generic guidance. R is reduce. Reduce over-reliance, over-dependence on marks, on scores. The next R is raise. Raise opportunities for exploration, real-life experiences, industry exposure for students. And finally, C, create. Create a culture of counseling, create a culture of curiosity, a culture of innovation. We want to raise explorers. We don't want to raise test takers. And let's help our children find and chart their own oceans, whether those are red, blue, somewhere beautifully in between, whatever it might be. We have your back.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Neha ma'am, for those eye-opening insights. We, as students, often get caught up between marks and grades. But
This is what I
your
want to
words
give
truly
to my
reminded
student
us that
students.
grades
Thank
are
you
not
so
what
much.
truly matters. The skills matter to us. And also, as we talk about our future, and the world is changing into digital world today. And as we talk about the digital world, cyberbullying is very common. So this takes us towards our next panelist for the day. Now I would like to call upon Mr. Siddharth, our cybersecurity expert, and Diva Poswal, a grade 11 student, to ask the question.
So, Mr. Siddharth Aima is the business head of cybersecurity services. Life skills and habits that a student must develop to ensure that they are responsible, confident, and ethical in the virtual world.
First of all, thank you for having me here, Diva. And
I am honored.
I think a very important aspect of discussion that you've brought it today. With the increase in digitization across the world and the involvement that is happening with children, you know, surfing through multiple platforms and social media, uh, there is few parameters that we need to uh, look at while students need to focus on basically from a digitization perspective, or the skills you would say that need to come. First being digital literacy.
Right.
With digital literacy, I want to say is, while you understand, these are the smartphones, these are smart devices, but what is the kind of information that you are surfing on the internet? What is the kind of softwares that you are downloading from the internet is of importance. Second aspect under this category is whether the information that you are surfing over the internet, whether it is credible, is the source credible or not? Because you don't know what you are downloading. The children don't know what they are downloading. It's very essential to understand that the data, when you download something, the data that is being that your information that is being downloaded or being sent to the other side, whether they are keeping it private. I mean, there's a privacy rule that we need to look at, right? Absolutely. So this is one parameter. Second parameter is cyber awareness. Now, you would see there's a lot of attacks that are happening these days. There are phishing attacks, social engineering attacks that are happening these days, right? Digital identity thefts that are happening these days. It is quite essential for children to understand when you get emails, when you get download information from sources, what links to click and what not to click. Because these days, when the attackers they attack, they don't look at just the that I'm going to crack this particular system and get into it. It is basically they are making the entire cyber crime so legitimate by replicating or using your digital identity, your username, your profile, your date of birth, where are you located, your address, and they are actually using them to uh, build malwares, to build attacks on different sources. So children need to be aware, cyber aware, that what are the links, what are the phishing emails, where to click, where not to click. Third aspect, emotional quotient. See, when we interact on the internet, on social media platforms or chats or WhatsApp, there has to be some level of empathy, some level of emotional, I would say, there has to be emotional quotient, there has to be there, wherein you have to communicate in the right tonality, right? Because these days, you never know, cyberbullying is a very important aspect and it's happening everywhere, right? Children across the world are actually getting victimized because of this, and the level of stress that they are undergoing because of cyberbullying is is out of the charts. So when you communicate, when children communicate on the internet, on social media platforms, one has to bring that emotional quotient, what you speak, how you speak.
That would be empathetic.
Empathetic. Correct. The fourth aspect is there has to be regulation on the digital time that you're, or the you have to regulate the amount of time that you are spending on the digital devices. We go back home, we come back from office, we wake up, we sleep, we eat, we're always on the phone. The children are always, I think it's a normal, it's become a norm amongst adults and children that 24/7 we are in a mode where we think that we are going, there's a continuous fear of missing out of something, right? So we need to ensure that we need to regulate the time that we spend on these digital devices. There has to be interactions, there have to be uh, modes through which you interact more to people rather than to digital devices, right? That's the fourth aspect. And the fifth aspect is the digital footprint. When anybody, not even children, anybody interacts or uses internet, anything that, whether using WhatsApp, whether using Instagram, whether using XYZ platform, one has to understand that whatever data that you are putting on to the internet is going to remain there forever. So minimize your digital footprint, because you never know how that information is being used to basically execute a cybercrime in maybe some other part of the world, right? So keep your digital footprint to an extent where it, as it is required, right? So I think these are few skills or areas which I think are quite eminent that we need to look at, the children should execute, and they should look at to ensure that they are safe and sound in the digital space.
That's a wonderful aspect. So personally, even my parents, they are always telling me, they're very vigilant on this topic. They're always telling me to reduce my screen time, to reduce the time I'm on my phone, on Instagram and everything.
Yes. So because one last point that I want to bring is, as I said, identity, there's no more of, crack space, open, breaking the firewalls, breaking all these things. These have become a legitimate way of cyber criminals to get into the sources they want to. 60, more than I think 68 to 70%, it's a global data by the way, attacks that are being originated are because of identity thefts. The criminals are looking at taking data, absorbing data from, and by the way, school children, youngsters are the most impacted in this particular region, because they are not looking at how, that they are not building that awareness while they are surfing across the internet, the world wide web, as we say. They are not ensuring that they need to keep certain aspects of information or identity as private. So we need to foster that. We need to ensure that that particular aspect is taken care. And I think these are a few areas I think are built in today's world.
Thank you so much. It was really lovely having you here, speaking with you, and I feel really honored.
Thank you for those powerful insights. It's true. While we often think of the internet as just a tool for learning or entertainment, your words remind us that digital responsibility and safety are life skills that we cannot ignore.
And just like digital readiness, the environment we grow in, our schools shape our futures. And as students, we know that it is not possible without good schools with good environment to shape a good future for us. Now, I would like to invite Shraddha, a student of DPS, to put forward the next question to our beloved principal who has worked tirelessly for our school.
Mrs. Sarika Rahul Chopra, our beloved principal, is dedicated in fostering an environment with growth, innovation, and academic success stories in the school. Ma'am, as the principal of DPS Dwarka Expressway, how are you intentionally embedding real-world readiness in our school's culture?
Thank you so much, Radha, for asking this question. First of all, I believe you are in 10th standard, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, are you on YouTube or Insta? Truthfully, you must be.
Yes, ma'am.
And you must be watching many YouTube videos or podcasts where they tell you that nowadays, when children go out, they do their graduations from one of the best universities, then that is also a piece of paper.
Yes,
Have you
ma'am.
seen those podcasts?
Yes, ma'am. I did come across such posts on my page and I found them to be quite informative.
Yeah. So, child, this is what is happening in nowadays world. Now, people don't need degrees. Companies don't need degrees. They need skilled people. And when I talk about DPS Dwarka Expressway, it is in one of the most progressive city of the country, Gurgaon,
Right.
and one of the most progressive schools. So it has to start from the grassroots level. How do you want to shape our children?
Right.
Because if you want to shape our children just into curriculum, will not make anything purposeful. We want to actually convert knowledge into application. And when I say this, child, then we start, let me tell you about curriculum. So curriculum here is also teaching children how you can act, your knowledge has to be imparted in a way wherein where it will be used in real application is what we do.
Right.
Our entry tickets in the lesson plan, if you see so, is always inquiry based. You give me any one topic which you people are doing in physics nowadays.
We have started a chapter called electricity.
So electricity. So your entry ticket would be inquiry based. I believe your teachers must have told you what is electricity, what have checked your previous knowledge and all that stuff. So that is one step. The second step is your project based learning, right? So you must have done some project to it.
Yes, ma'am. We did do an activity on how circuits and whatnot, like they connect batteries together.
Right. So that's real application,
Right.
Shraddha, because we believe in something known as 5 grade technology. Students at front end don't know about the technology, but I would like to iterate what the technology is all about. The entire curriculum is divided in a sense where each topic is taught with 5 grade technology. First thing is seeing. Now you see YouTube videos, you see PowerPoint presentation, whatever your teacher must have shown you about electricity topic. And then you do, like you just told me, you've done an activity to it. And then the topic is taught. I'll tell you, it's a very funny incident, I was in school of your age, maybe, no younger to you, and we did surface area. And there was this maths formula of surface area, and I was scared of maths like anything. Till I became a principal of a school, I never knew where to use this surface area. Had we been in a school like this, we would have been told, that this is where you use it, this is where the application is, and we would have loved to understand it.
Right.
So that is how curriculum helps you understand the real world. And when I talk about the extracurricular activities, like every school, we also have clubs. We have pottery club, we have music, dance, sports, all kind of clubs. Which day is your club day?
So we have club days on Wednesdays.
Wednesday, right? So very proudly we say, and you know that as well, that we have skill clubs on first and third Saturday where in skilled subjects are taught. For example, we have Raising Sharks Club. Then now this Raising Shark Club, what does it do? It actually gives you an insight to entrepreneurial skills.
Right.
You learn them. You learn how to give a pitch. You learn how to give a budget. You know how to make a project, how to present yourself. And then there's one club known as Prakriti Secretariat. That is for sustainability, ecology, environment. Our children are doing so much of environment. They're auditing different societies, how many trees are there, how much wastage is there, and that is what our school is doing towards it.
Yes, and I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I would like to share an experience that I had joined the Raising Sharks clubs in grade 9.
Wonderful.
And it was an amazing experience. So I did learn how to make new products. So I made a room freshener and a sustainable one with only 3 ingredients.
Oh,
so
wonderful.
that was wonderful. And then I also learned on how to pitch, do the pitching, and I learned teamwork, and then to cooperate with things, and then analyze the data and the accounts and whatnot.
See, this is real life, isn't it?
Yes.
Otherwise, how would you learn how to do all these things? That is how preparing you for work. One of our students, he came to me last year and he told me that, ma'am, why don't we go for recycled papers for our almanacs and for our test notebooks? Wonderful idea. That is what we are implementing this year.
Right.
So we are teaching children. You're going to be future leaders. Beta, if you're not going to save Earth, who's going to save? That is what the DPS Dwarka Expressway teaches you, right? And one more sector we take pride into is our well-being department. I can very, very proudly say we have the largest well-being department in Gurgaon in a school, where each well-being team counselor is associated with a child, where she understands the mental mindset of the child. She understands the queries of the children. She helps the children. You people have your journaling, what you people do, reflections, so that you help yourself as well as your peers. Peer mentoring is there, I believe. Yeah, you can.
I'm really grateful for that, and it's really nice as per student because we get to express our feelings and open up to people. And I think it's a really, and every school should really have this facility.
Yeah, Shraddha, because I believe emotional quotient is very important nowadays. When you will talk to your parents also, or maybe to your elder siblings or cousins who are into job sector, you'll understand that nowadays there's too much of stress level at the upper level.
Yes.
But EQ has to be very, very, very important. IQ is equally important, but EQ is no less. And these counselors help you to build that EQ. These counselors make you strong so that you can face the harsh world outside. The things you cannot speak to your friends, to your parents, you speak to them. They give you suggestions which are in right direction, right path.
Right.
And one more thing I would take pride into saying that we are into too many internship programs, be it summer internship programs, be it winter internship programs. Last year, our children had gone to National University of Singapore. There was a whole list of 20 different skill programs they offered us. Our children had chosen amongst them some of the programs. Summer, too many programs were there. This year only, we've just gone past 3 months. Our children have gone to Pearl Academy. They've gone to Maruti. And right now also today I have signed a circular where they're going to airport, to meet pilots and to see air traffic control. That is real life. That is how Dwarka Expressway is preparing the children, beta. It is why I say so, because I say that it is not an extra class I can take for you guys for a real life. It is a mindset. It is a model. It is something that you have to carry on right from the time you enter the school gate. The discipline you carry, which you will carry for your life. The way you attend your assemblies, the way you go for different inter-school, inter-class, the way you present yourself in class. So that's real life, what we model.
Right.
So I won't say there is a syllabus to it, but yes, there are programs to it. There are things to it that are attached. For example, we have partnered with so many people who develop listening skills, writing skills in our children. One of our partner is a reading partner. You know about that, right?
Yes.
So that partner helps the children how to read properly. When I say read means everybody of us can read at least, right?
Yeah.
But there are certain modulations to what we read. So that program helps the child in those modulation.
Right.
Then we have something where another third party partner, where wonderful partner who helps our children, to express the personality development, with poise, how, like you sitting in front of me
Right.
at an age of, I believe, 14?
15.
15, doing a podcast with me. That's the
Right.
kind of personality development Dwarka Expressway brings to on the table, right? That is what we are coming to. And also, it's not just being into personality development, being into reading, more so ever being into competency based questions.
Right.
There is a very good, curriculum which we have chosen apart from normal maths and science, NCRT and your extracurricular books. That actually helps the child to have competency based questions, to actually grill their mind for a subject. Like for electricity,
Yes.
you might not think 100 questions that can come in IIT related to electricity,
Yes.
what we can prepare you for. So in the end, I would just say no curriculum to how real life is.
Yes.
Real life does not come with syllabus, but for sure the Dwarka Expressway
Yes.
will make you aligned with real life.
And I'm really grateful that as being a student, we are getting all these opportunities, all these chances, and all this exposure to new things and all these various events. So I really look forward to all of it.
And I'm so thankful and I'm so glad to all the children who are here. They are so inquisitive, so up to with all the programs. Thank you to the student community also. Thank you.
so
Thank
much,
you.
ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you so
child.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing how the school's vision and mission are shaping us into compassionate and young individuals.
One of the things that we have truly experienced here at DPS Dwarka Expressway is the culture of inclusivity, whether through classrooms, activities, or clubs. Every student's abilities and strengths are recognized and celebrated. And we have learned that real education is about recognizing that no two students are the same. Each of us learns and expresses ourselves differently. That brings to our next panelist, who has deep expertise in understanding diverse intelligences and inclusivity in education.
Now, I would like to call Preksha Kulin of grade 11 to pose the next question to Dr. Itisha Nagar, a transformative educator and influencer.
Dr. Itisha is a trauma focused psychologist, TEDx speaker, a phenomenal SHE awardee, and a mental health researcher who has conducted hundreds of workshops and talks across the country. Ma'am, in this world where the attention span is constantly shrinking and content is abundant, the real challenge isn't just what we teach, but how we make students care about it. From your experience, what are some approaches that you find truly help students feel connected, curious, and invested in the learning process? And how can educators strike the perfect balance between structure and freedom in the classroom?
So, Preksha, I think we have to become entertainers where we're capturing the interest of the kid. Um, and easiest way to do that is be sensitive, take notice of every kid in the class. And so, for instance, someone asked me, "How do you teach backbenchers?" Right? And that was very loosely used when we were growing up. Now it's a bad thing to call somebody a backbencher. And I remember responding to this question by saying, by going to the back and teaching them because then they become the front benchers. It's my position that can determine who becomes a front or who becomes a backbencher. So even I, for example, love to roam around in my classroom and teach. So creativity is the need of the hour, connection, sensitivity, high EQ, and just being in a happy space yourself. If you are a happy teacher, your students, the moods of the classroom, yeah, keeping it happy, I think that's the best way to learn.
Right. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Atisha ma'am, for such a meaningful perspective. As we were listening to your words, it filled us with great pride because we could feel how many of these values, inclusivity, diversity, and celebrating different strengths, are part of the culture at DPS Dwarka Expressway.
And while we are learning and growing in so many ways, we also know that preparing for life is not just about knowledge or skills, it's about being mentally available and supporting our peers too.
This brings us to our final panelist, someone who has dedicated her expertise to understanding and supporting the emotional journey of the students, Dr. Naina Kapoor. To ask the next question, I'd like to invite Anupriya of grade 11th.
Dr. Naina Kapoor is the director of Behavioral Science Department of DPS Dwarka Expressway. She has tailored several programs to the unique needs of each learner in our school. Ma'am, This life throws us various tests with no syllabus, no invigilator, no revisions. Could you take us to a moment from your journey, a test that school didn't prepare you for, and how that moment shaped your mission of redefining education for the future?
Thank you, Anupriya, for such a powerful question. Happy morning to everyone. What I always say is that life does not come with a plan for lessons. It will throw you a test at your weakest without a syllabus, without revision, and without invigilators. One such test in my life or my, I would say, educational journey came by being there in a system that measured achievements through marks rather than my ability to be mature enough to handle situations around me. My school particularly did not have a counselor.
Really?
Yes. You understand being an adolescent that how much is it that we need safe spaces around us. There were lessons on syntax and science, however, none on sorrow, self-worth, self-esteem and stress. And that contributed to a large part of me asking why. Why are we there in a school system or an education system? And what are we trying to do? But I was not only content with asking why, I wanted to design a how. Could there be schools that focus on making individuals more mature, more emotionally intelligent, social emotional learning being embedded in the curriculum? And the answer is yes. At DPS Dwarka Expressway, we don't just enroll children, we enroll families. And that is why we have parenting circles, that we call them Zaria. Because when parents talk, it's not lecture that they're hearing someone from. They are conversations. They're candid moments of their failures and their successes as parents. They relearn connections and they unlearn fear. And we have talking circles for students also because most of the learning that students get is outside books. Definitely books and marks are important, but we would definitely have an extra edge if we add meaning to it. If a child can study maths with precision, they can also study emotions with compassion. If a child can study history, they should also know how to write their own story. And that is why we begin early. Because I believe that healing that is not structured is often delayed. And growth that is not intentional becomes accidental. And I feel that going forward in future, individuals will no longer be valued on the marks they get, but on the authenticity, the alignment with themselves, and how aware they are as individuals will really matter. And it's a beautiful saying that we are not human doings, but we are human beings. And that comes me to a part that we need not only prepare students for careers, but we also need to prepare them for the toolkit to be ready to lead a life. And this is how I am able to apply my learning in bridging a gap. And making sure that I make every parent, every teacher, and every student realize that education can be honest, it can be authentic, and it can really go beyond the scope of just measuring a child's aptitude on the basis of marks. It is beyond, not only beyond that, but a major part of it is how we define it. And I think I've answered your question. For all those who are seeing us today, to all the stakeholders of the school, our parent community, our student community, and our teacher community, I would just say that never stop working on your own self. The greatest resource in this entire universe is you yourself. And once that belief start coming from within, once there is intrinsic motivation, then the outside voices don't matter much. What we need in today's world is not only individuality, but also agency, but also choice, and also compassion. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your insightful words. We truly felt inspired and learned a lot from you today. On behalf of the students of DPS Dwarka Expressway, we would like to thank all our panelists for helping us see education in its true light, as a journey to discover who we are and how we can contribute to the world. Thank you everyone for being a part of Samvaad 3.0. Today's Samvaad has shown us that education is not just about marks. It is about how to be prepared for a life of purpose, resilience, and contribution. Thank you once again.